Today I want to come to you with a quick tech video on using the Nitro Mousse wedges. If you guys have been running mousses long, you know that as they get older, they shrink and they tend to start to feel like you're riding on a flat tire. Well, that mousse has been in at least 2 tires, maybe 3, I can't remember, 2 for sure, and it's definitely getting a little small, tires feeling a little flat. I'm getting ready to put it into a new VE33S Dakota from IRC, and I know it's not going to fill that tire up and it's going to make the tire feel like it's flat. So I want to show you guys what that looks like. It's pretty cool. If you've been running mousses for a long time, you've already known this trick. You just save your old mousses, you cut wedges. The nice thing about buying the wedge from Nitro Mousse is it's full size. So it's not like a small piece going in there with other small pieces and all that. So let's get this mousse out into this other tile and show you what we do. All right, guys, there you go. That's what a 2-tire old mousse looks like. Still looks pretty good. But it's definitely, the volume is getting smaller, and that's just normal. It's what happens to them when they get some time on them. You can see, if you look at it, that it's nice and greasy still. That means I used plenty of lube. Also, I took it out before it got dry, so that's good. Now, let's see what it looks like when we put it in this new tire. I'm gonna start with some lube. Alright guys, we got the mousse in there, and with a mousse that is still big enough to really fill the void of the tire that will hold it out on the bead, you see a lot more mousse sticking out than this, and it kind of spreads this apart. So, and you can see if I pull on it, it wants to go back in there. So let me show you what we do when we have a Nitro Mousse wedge. I'm going to grab a razor blade. We're just going to cut this thing. I'm going to pull it out. I just want to kind of mark it. And then I'm here with a tire iron. There we go. And if you have a good sharp razor blade, it cuts this super easy. So once we cut that, guys, take this, push it back in there, and see, you can see that gap, right? So now the mousse has gone to its home and it's made that gap. Next thing you're gonna do, get a tape measure, measure that gap right at, say, 2.5. What the Nitro Mousse guys say to do is to cut your wedge 2 to 4 inches longer than that gap. So it's at 2.5. We'll go to, let's go to 4.5. That'll be 2 inches longer. 4.5 inches. All right, so got this cut. Now we're going to probably struggle a little bit to chuck this inside here. I don't know how well it's going to fit, so I think I'm actually going to pick this thing up and put it on the ground. So there we go. All right. So it's a little funky looking right now, but I think that's really going to help. So let's go ahead and mount this up like we would a normal mousse. we go, guys. Seated up all the way around, both sides. I think that wedge is gonna work really good. I've done it before with old mousses, and it always works pretty good, but I think it works even better with that full-size wedge. The wedge is nice and fat. The other thing you can do to get a little more time out of it is to take a tube, wrap it around the whole situation, and that'll help fill it out too. But there we go. Pretty stoked about that. The wedges are available now from Nitro Mousse, also through me. Also, I do offer here at the shop, I have tons of old mousses, and I save them for this exact situation. And I cut chunks off for people all the time. So if you're in town in Montrose and you need a chunk in a pinch, let me know. Otherwise, we can get you the actual wedge kit from Nitro. Either way, it's pretty awesome. Gonna go ahead and put this on my bike and get the front wheel on it, get this thing ready for some friends coming from Massachusetts to ride.